Good morning, everyone. This is Luciana Turner of the LT&A Consulting Group bringing you this morning's edition of Morning Tidbits. Oh, there we go. How are you doing? My camera's off a little bit this morning. That's okay. That's okay. Camera's off a little bit, but that's all right. But welcome this morning. I'm going to do a little abstract conversation this morning. We're going to talk about vision planning and government contracting. Yesterday, I talked about this is the season for strategic planning. It's the time to review your strategic plan for this year. What went right, what went wrong, um, where did you meet your metrics, where did you fall short. Performing those assessments to see how you can be better and perform better in the coming year. And then looking at the forecast um, and preparing for next year. But that's all in vision casting. I like to call it vision casting, at least. And that's what does your organization look like next year as it pertains to the opportunities you're going to pursue. And that's one of the topics or chapters in my upcoming book um, that's coming out in this winter, not the fall or winter. And I call it vision casting because that's what it is. It's the vision that you have for your organization as a whole, for the coming year, for the coming couple of years, that you're going to base your strategy around. And in doing so, your strategy is the map that you're going to create the picture from. I know it's kind of esoteric for government contracting consultants, but there you have it. Everything begins with a vision. Everything begins with a picture. Everything begins with a concrete idea. Far too often we believe that we just magically wake up and we become. And that isn't true. Last night, this coach I follow asked if a few of us would jump on a call with her. And that's because she was testing the waters for a new training that she's releasing. And I found the call very enlightening and very insightful. And one of the things she talked about was expectations. And I find it's true for new contractors. But she also had me think when it came to the numbers that, she was like, do your numbers scare you? And I had to think about that. Do my numbers scare me? And esoterically, my numbers don't scare me because my vision is bigger than my numbers. So therefore, my strategy really does not match my vision. And I think that's what's happening a lot with government contractors. Your vision doesn't match your strategy. So that misalignment makes it difficult to create an all inclusive, all encompassing strategy that is successful because there's a misalignment. And that was a very insightful moment for me. I'm very cerebral. Um, so it caused me to pause and think about my numbers, about what were my ultimate quarterly, yearly goals, and what it would take to reach that. And that's the number of proposals I have to write. What were my win ratios in relations to the number of proposals that I were writing? And then were my numbers big enough? And when I talk about numbers in government contracting, I'm talking about contract value. because you can write 500 proposals, but if they're only worth $50,000, you're not going to reach your goals. But if you're writing 10 proposals each worth 100, 500,000, and you win realistically, I believe industry says that your win ratio is somewhere in the ballpark of 15% for new work. And no, new work is 20%, recompetes is 15%. So you should be tracking two sets of numbers, but we'll discuss that later when we have our strategy session. Um, so we should be tracking new work and recompetes. So when you're tracking that and you're tracking that effort, are your numbers high enough? Are you going after large enough opportunities to meet your metrics, to meet your goals, to fulfill that vision that you have for your organization? That is a powerful question that you should be asking yourself now in the strategic planning phase for next year. These are the questions that you should be asking yourself during low hanging fruit season, because that is the way, well, you should have been asking yourself before low hanging fruit season. If you're asking yourself that now in the middle of fourth quarter, it's kind of late. This is August, you only have 1 month left. But it is a powerful question to ask yourself. And you need to strategically ask yourself that throughout the year, but especially at the beginning of the fourth quarter and at the beginning of the middle of the fourth quarter, so you can make a powerful impact on those goals and reaching those goals and making a strategic, and implementing a strategic plan so that you can impact those numbers. So tomorrow morning, in lieu of a morning tidbit, I'm actually going to do a contracting chatter, which is my long form, where I will deep dive into some legislation. I will talk about some upcoming changes. The government fiscal year is almost over, and the new year is getting ready to begin. And there's just so much on the horizon that we need to talk about, and we need to take a little more time to discuss it. So I will see you tomorrow morning for Contractors Chatter. And have an amazing day.